All right, good afternoon, everyone. I am Captain Paul Yep. I'm the commanding officer of Central Police Station, and I want to thank you for being here today. The first thing I want to do is thank our dignitaries. First and foremost, the Honorable Mayor London Breed. Supervisor Aaron Peskin. And on cue, my boss, the Chief of Police, Bill Scott. Executive Director of SF Safe, Kyra Worthy. Park and Rec Commissioner, Alan Lowe. Park and Rec Area Manager, Zach Taylor. Chief of the Park Rangers, Mike Celeste. President of Self-Help for the Elderly, Annie Chung. From the Chinese Consolidated Benevolent Association, Charles Chow. And from the San Francisco Police Department Command Staff, Deputy Chief Ann Mannix. Commander Dan Perea. Commander David Lazar. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Reverend Malcolm Fong? No. Oh, I'm sorry. Reverend Malcolm Fong, yeah. The latest commander for the San Francisco Police Department, Commander Daryl Fong. Congratulations, Daryl. This is about you. Okay. Okay. And of course, the executive director for the CCDC, Malcolm Young. All right, so I am excited to be here today and very proud to share with you the grand opening of the San Francisco Police Department Public Information Drop-In Center. And it was quite a collaboration between city partners and our community leaders. And I can't be more proud to have got this done with everyone in this room. So thank you for that. And let me go ahead and introduce our first speaker, the Honorable Mayor London Breed.
Thank you, Captain. I'm really excited to be here because this is a really incredible opportunity for the Chinatown community. What we ultimately want to do is make sure that people are safe. And part of making sure that people are safe is not only a police presence, but it's also people feeling comfortable with reporting crimes. When I first became a mayor, one of the first things I did was to add additional beat officers here in Chinatown. And we're continuing to add more beat officers in Civic Center and other parts of the city as those new academy classes continue to graduate. Thank you, Supervisor Peskin and members of the Board of Supervisors for supporting the additional academy classes, which will ensure that we are able to get more officers on the streets. But we know that police presence alone can't address some of the challenges that exist. And in particular, in communities where people speak different languages, there are oftentimes, just really a disconnect between the crime that happens and their ability to report those crimes. And so this drop-in center will be used as an opportunity for people who are a part of this community to basically come in to develop relationships with the officers here and to report crimes if they occur. And so I'm excited about that because I know that Captain Yip has done an outstanding job in this community with building good relationships with the people in this community, and also Commander Lazar, who was the former captain of this station, has also been instrumental in helping to continue to bridge that gap. This is just the next step in ensuring that people feel safe, that people feel secure in their community, that they have a comfortable place to come and to meet with police officers. And I want to thank Annie Chung and the work of the Self-Help for the Elderly and all that you do to also work with so many of our seniors in this particular community. We definitely have a lot of work to do, and this is just one of the first steps in trying to meet people where they are and come out into the community so that people are comfortable with having conversations and building relationships with our police department. It's something that is really important to me as someone who grew up in the Western Addition and has worked really hard to bridge the gap between the community and law enforcement. Our communities are better when we communicate with one another, when we have good relationships with one another. It's a way to stop crime from occurring. But once they occur, we have an obligation to work hard to address those particular issues. And this is just one step closer in getting us to a place where people can feel that their voices matter, that they will be supported and protected in their community. So I am grateful to the San Francisco Police Department for providing the bilingual police officers that will meet and work with this community. I want to thank Chief Scott for his leadership. And also, I know that Supervisor Peskin will be hosting office hours in this location, and who knows, maybe one day I'll join you. And it's just another way to, just bring government, to bring law enforcement, to bring all of these things directly into the community, to make the community not only a better community, but a safer community for everyone who lives and works and spends time in this neighborhood. So thank you all so much for being here today, and I'm excited that this space is opening to provide this opportunity for the folks in this neighborhood.
Thank you, Mayor, for your leadership and for your support. The next speaker is my favorite District 3 supervisor, Supervisor Aaron Peskin.
Thank you, Captain Yep. To our mayor, London Breed, Chief Scott, to all of the dignitaries gathered herein. It takes a village, and what you see in this place is many different city agencies and our nonprofit partners coming together. So we are here at Portsmouth Square, which is the living room for this very, very dense community. Everything that happens in this community happens in this treasured park. And we are on Reckin Park land, which is leased to an organization that has been taking care of this community, particularly the seniors, since 1966, Self-Help for the Elderly. And we have Company A. Why is it called Company A? It is the first police station in San Francisco. I like to say all of our districts are created equal, but District 3 has Central Station, and we are more equal. Why do I say that? Because I know the working men and women of Central Station Company A, and they're not just police officers. They do wellness checks. They know the people in the community. A long time ago at the Board of Supervisors, some 15 years ago, there was a big conversation about community policing. And when it was explained to me, I realized that I had community policing. All of my beat cops, they know the folks, whether they're in the Pings or in North Beach. And it really is the essence of what makes a safe community. And they're culturally competent. As a matter of fact, there are 460 officers in the SFPD who speak a multitude of languages, some 30 languages. The beat officers in Chinatown speak fluent Cantonese. They're known by the public, whether it's CCDC or the Chinese 6 companies. They are known and respected. They engage with the seniors. They engage with the children. And this is an unparalleled opportunity for people to have direct access 2 times a week in this treasured spot, which we all know. We come here for press conferences. We come here for senior activities under Annie's leadership. And this is a place where a community that unfortunately has underreported crime. I get to read about it in the World Journal and the Sing Tao, but we don't have enough reporting of crime that goes on. And so I want to say this is an opportunity for people in the community to come in, to speak in Cantonese about what's happening on the streets, to report crime in real time. So I'm profoundly grateful to the police department. Chief Scott, you have a great captain in the form of Paul Yep. Captain Yep, thank you for making it happening. Doje Gokwai.
Thank you, Supervisor. And I just want to recognize Eva Lee, who's with the Chinatown Merchants Association. And our next speaker is Chief of Police Bill Scott.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. And I won't go over
the points that Supervisor Peskin and Mayor Breed said, but I want to reiterate a couple of things. First of all, let me thank Mayor Breed for our outstanding leadership. As she stated earlier, part of what makes this work for us is the leadership of city government, and that begins with the mayor, the executive of the city. The budget that we received this year was very supportive, and it will enable us to continue the path of increasing our footbeat officers, and that really speaks to our goal to engage better with the city of San Francisco, the residents of the city of San Francisco. The other part of that is, this stop-in center will allow us, as Supervisor Peskin said, to really get to the root cause of policing, and that's getting people to feel comfortable to report crimes when they occur, because that impacts how we deploy, that impacts how our resources are distributed around the city, and we have to know about the problems that are facing our city in order to problem solve and do something about it. So this is a great step in that direction. Before I go any further, though, all this doesn't work without the people standing in the back of the room, and those are the officers that are assigned to this district, the central footbeat officers, the supervision, Captain Yep and his team. They make it work in conjunction with the community, and I know they're behind the cameras, but I just want to thank the officers for what they do in this community, because we do have great relationships in this community. We do have some really good things happening in this community. We are a police department that wants to be responsive to the communities that we serve, and that all starts with the officers. The command staff, we do what we do. We lead the department. We set the chart, the course and all that, but the work gets done at the field level, and I can't say enough how thankful I am to have the team of officers that we have in this room that are actually doing the work. So thank you for what you do. As Supervisor Peskin said, we have over 460, I think the number is up to 490 officers that speak 30 different languages. We want to engage with our city. We want to get better at that. We want to get better at policing. We want to be the best police department in this nation. And I think with the leadership of this city, we're well on our way to do that. So this is just another step. So thank you all for contributing to what we know is a great city and a safe city. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief. As I said earlier, this project doesn't happen without our community partners, and one of our great community partners is the president of Self-Help for the Elderly, Miss Annie Chung.
Thank you very much, Captain Yak, and welcome, Mayor Breed, welcome, Supervisor Peskin, who knows our place very well because you hold a lot of office appointments here. Welcome, everybody, to our Portsmouth Square Clubhouse. As Mayor and Supervisor Peskin and Captain Yap said, and also Chief Scott, we know that partnership with the SFPD is very important to our community. We are the second most dense part of San Francisco, probably second only to Manhattan, New York, because as you see, a lot of our residents here lived in very overcrowded housing in all these SROs. And you see a lot of the seniors walking on the streets, sometimes talking on the phone, not a very, very safe thing to do, because we've heard that crimes usually get underreported in this community, no matter how hard Commander Lazar, when he was our captain, and also Captain Yep, keep coming around to our senior centers and tell our seniors as well as the merchants, to report crime, no matter how large or how small the crimes are. But to have a drop-in center right here in the heart of Chinatown is amazing. So when Paul came to me and said, Andy, you think you could rearrange a little bit of your schedule to accommodate our drop-in center, I said yes without the blinking of an eye. I know that it will be a welcome site. Our merchants, our residents, our seniors that lived all around here, our children will welcome to see our police officers, especially those who speak their language. They'll feel comfortable of coming in to ask questions. And I think that through our work, we could also arrange for small groups of residents to come in to get some public safety education with our officers. So thank you, Mayor. Community policing is all about the community. And if we build our rapport with our police officers, I know that crimes reporting will increase, and I know that our community will be in a much better shape. So thank you very, very much for all of your leadership. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, Annie. And then our final speaker from the community is Executive Director of the Chinatown Community Development Center, Malcolm Young.
Well, Paul, thank you for the promotion. I'm not the executive director. I'm the deputy director of Chinatown Community Development Center, but I'll ask for a raise. Thank you very much. You know, this drop-in center is really all about community policing. I think we've thrown that term around quite a bit, but Captain Yek personified that. Part of community policing is really taking leadership and pulling together the threads necessary to make something like this happen. It really wasn't easy. It wasn't a command from on high. It really kind of came out of Paul's head. He knew that reporting needed to go up. He knew that it needed to be more convenient. He knew that reporting needed to connect back to the community. And this was Paul's brainchild, and he took the lead. Captain Yep, sorry. It was Captain Yep's brainchild, and he took the lead in pulling all the threads together. So I want to thank you, Captain Yep, for doing this. Really appreciate your leadership in the community. And I don't say this lightly when I say I know Auntie Rose would be proud of you. She absolutely hated the Koban, but she's going to love this. So.
Okay, that concludes the speaking portion of this press conference, but I did want to take the time to introduce our central officers who are in the back. First, new to Central Station, but well known in our police department, it's Lieutenant Doug Farmer. Sergeant Pearl Rogers, Sergeant Colbert Chu, Officer Bob Duffield, Officer Talent Tang, Officer Janning Ma, Officer Reggie Pena, Officer Matt Fambrini, and Officer Alex Anton. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.